What is good, everyone? OJ over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another video. Today we have some awesome topics, but before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button, trying to reach 500 likes for this video. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right in. And we are starting off with the big man over at Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, talking about how multiplayer is a key aspect for the Nintendo Switch, but they will still have wonderful single player experiences. So in a recent interview, here was what Reggie Fils-Aimé had to say on the matter. Quote, a core proposition with the Nintendo Switch is the ability to be playing a game and having an experience, seeing someone looking over at what you're doing, and the ability just to pop out a controller, hand it to someone, and jump into a multiplayer experience really is a key part of the proposition. Multiplayer experiences are not exclusive, so we will still have these wonderful single player experiences. Like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the ability to have a multiplayer experience was a key part of thinking of the Nintendo Switch. So if you look at the comparisons between the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch, and even the Nintendo 3DS, in terms of what Nintendo did and multiplayer experiences and online multiplayer as well, that was a big difference, night and day when it comes to it. Nintendo had multiple online multiplayer experiences within the first 6 months of the Nintendo Switch. Games like ARMS and also Splatoon 2 dropped within those first 6 months of the Nintendo Switch releasing. However, if you look at like the Wii U, they didn't really have a ton of online multiplayer experiences. While they did have some multiplayer, but it was really all local with New Super Mario Bros. And also Nintendo Land, and they didn't get their first bigger online multiplayer experience till Mario Kart 8 that came out in 2014, about May 2014. And then they also had the Wii Sports Club, but that wasn't a major online experience, and it was handled really weird with tickets and all that. It just wasn't a normal game, which they should have just done from the beginning. They ended up doing that later, but they should have just done that from the beginning. But looking back in terms of what they did before and what they're doing now with the multiplayer experiences, it's completely different. And I think Splatoon and ARMS and games like that have revolutionized what Nintendo is doing. Most of their titles, even with Super Mario Party, which Mario Party has never had online multiplayer before, they're even having that with this game here. So it just kind of shows you a big difference and focus in terms of what Nintendo's doing. Yes, they're still doing the local multiplayer experiences. You're still going to have stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors. You're going to have other games that aren't online, but really having a big multiplayer experience is key to Nintendo. I mean, we've seen that with multiple different games here now, but I think that the single player experiences that Nintendo does, like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, games like that are always going to be around just because those games so huge for Nintendo. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey are two of Nintendo's biggest sellers on the Switch. Actually, they are the two biggest sellers on the Nintendo Switch. So you're going to want to keep that going when it comes to it, but you can't ignore what they're doing with stuff like Splatoon. That game's been selling like crazy. I think the last we heard about that game, it was at over 6 million units worldwide on the Nintendo Switch, which is absolutely phenomenal for a franchise that started in 2015. So it's great to see Nintendo kind of embrace online multiplayer and have that, but also embrace the single player experiences too, or like the local multiplayer, the games that are kind of more suited to single player, but Nintendo will kind of throw in a multiplayer mode in there at times as well, like the Super Mario Balloon World, stuff like that, or stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors. That's Koei Tecmo, but Nintendo also helped out with that as well. They'll have those local multiplayer experiences, but they'll also have those single player experiences as well, in addition to the bigger multiplayer games too, which they have been doing quite a bit of. Mario Tennis Aces just dropped as well with online tournaments and things like that. So to me, it's a great balance so far. We're seeing a fantastic balance between the single player experiences and the multiplayer ones, and I think it's going to continue into this year and of course next year. Obviously, we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in addition to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, both one of those games with Pokemon being a local multiplayer experience and also having online battles as well, and then also Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is local and online too. So good stuff all around, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Nintendo does, and I think we're going to see a lot more stuff in the future when it comes to Nintendo from the big single player standpoint as well. Alright, now moving into the next topic here, Nintendo has talked about Yoshi on the Nintendo Switch, and they have stated that the game is making really good progress, and you can expect an update on the game later this year, and maybe something, I'm not really sure what Nintendo does. They do these online presentations, I think they're called Nintendo Directs. Yeah, maybe we can expect some more information there, but here's what Nintendo had to say on the matter. Quote, "It's actually been making really good progress. Nintendo of America's Bill Trinen had to say. They decided they wanted to make some improvements, so they're going to take just a little bit more time on it, and that's why we're not showing it this year at the show, E3 2018 that is. But I think you can look forward to some updates on it later in 2018. They're still just making sure that they want to get some more improvements into it. And I talked about this last time that I talked about Yoshi when they announced the delay. They're saying, hey, it's 2019. I said they probably want to refine the game just a little bit more. While it did look good in terms of what they've shown off, this is an Unreal Engine 4 title, looks amazing. I think that the levels just aren't dynamic enough. Some people were saying, oh, well, not everyone wants to play a fast platform. It's not all just about this game speed. It's about just dynamic. Like, what are you doing in the level? What else is there? What are the hooks? And to me, there didn't seem to be enough hooks because all it was really the flipping mechanic, which Nintendo's done before. I mean, this is obviously different. It's Unreal Engine 4. I mean, it's Yoshi. There's a lot of different stuff that's going into the game. I get that. But at the same time, it didn't seem like there was anything unique enough about the game in terms of what they're trying to do. And maybe they're trying to make this one bigger than what it really was. Because to me, it kind of seemed like a Kirby Star Allies level of game. But then again, Yoshi can be bigger than that. We've seen Yoshi kind of rise above that level in terms of what Kirby Star Allies is doing. So maybe they want to add some more polish into it. Maybe they want to put some more features, more endgame content. I have no problem with them taking some more time. Now, I'm not the biggest Yoshi fan out there, but at the same time, I have no problem with them wanting to make a better game, especially after, I mean, hate to put Kirby Star Allies and Yoshi's in the same boat, but especially after what Kirby Star Allies kind of went through and the reviews that it got, maybe taking a little bit more time to put in some extra features and improve the game would be a good thing in terms of dynamicness, maybe making it a little bit more challenging, adding those levels so you don't get those criticisms in the future for reviews, because that was one of the major criticisms, and I think people actually docked the game down for it not being hard enough in terms of Kirby Star Allies. So maybe they're trying to avoid that with Yoshi on the Nintendo Switch. So they're taking some extra time to do that, and we'll show it off when they're ready to show it off. So what do you guys think about Yoshi on the Nintendo Switch? The delay first and foremost, then also what Bill Trinen had to say on the matter. Are you guys looking forward to this game more now? Are you looking forward to it less? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last topic here, Gungho has talked about bringing Ninjala to the Nintendo Switch and addresses some of the comparisons people have been making to Splatoon on the Nintendo Switch from Nintendo. So here's what they had to say on the matter. Quote, making a new intellectual property or new IP, we believe we can succeed on console. We wanted to make an action game where you pretend you're a kid and imitating a ninja. That's where the inspiration comes from, but we didn't want to make it too violent. The Japanese market is really special, where the big emphasis is on mobile. In the West, there are different playstyles that are popular. That's why we wanted to expand and achieve worldwide growth. Morishita also addressed the comments about comparing Ninjala to Splatoon, because there's been some comparisons in terms of the art style, and here's what he had to say on the matter. Quote, it plays very different from Splatoon, but we take it as a compliment. It's a point game where you try to rack up the most points. We don't see many cartoon action battle games in America or Europe. And he's absolutely correct. There aren't a lot of cartoon style kind of battle action point games. That's what Ninjala is. Essentially, here's the premise, guys, for people who missed what Ninjala is all about, which I'm excited about this game because, one, it's ninja. So you basically are a ninja, female or male. You can customize your character and you go around doing bubblegum types of ninjutsu. You blow bubbles that can kind of go out and trap people. You have different types of bubblegum weapons and you can use them to trap your foes, to combat them. You can run onto walls, battle on top of rooftops. It looks really cool. And Splatoon 2, while they're both, I guess, that style that they're doing, but they're not necessarily the same type of game. Splatoon is a shooter where you go into ink to replenish that, and this is an action game. So really the only thing that they share is the cartoon aesthetic, which lots of games share a cartoon aesthetic. The characters are a little bit more developed in terms of their looks than Splatoon. I think that there's a little bit more complexity going on in Ninjala and the character design. So outside of just a cartoony type of multiplayer game, that's really the only thing that's the same between them. In terms of the actual game itself, not really the same at all. So I'm excited for this, guys, but we will probably be seeing more information on Ninjala and also other Gungho games as well, because they are doing a presentation which will air tomorrow, and we will be live streaming right here on Player Essence, I'm pretty sure. So you can expect it at 11 p.m. ET. That is June 26th. So tomorrow, June 26th, if you're watching this, you will be able to catch that online Gungho presentation. It'll be in Japanese. I'm not sure if there's going to be translations or anything like that, but we will be streaming it, and we should see some more Nintendo Switch games. It looks like Gungho will be announcing more content at this live stream. So 8 p.m. PT when it comes to Pacific time, and it'll go to 9:30 PT Pacific time, so it's going to be an hour-and-a-half presentation. So we should look forward to more on Ninjala and also seeing more games from Gungho Online Entertainment. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here from this new Ninjala game, Gungho Online Entertainment? Are you guys excited about seeing what Gungho has? Apparently they have multiple Switch games in development, and just do games for PS4 and Xbox One or the expanded market, PC, mobile. They have a lot of stuff, so it looks like they're going to be showing off a lot of cool things at this presentation, so let's hope it's good. In addition to that, what do you think about Yoshi for the Nintendo Switch and them wanting to take a little bit more time to improve it? And of course, Reggie saying that single player is still going to be around despite Nintendo's big focus on multiplayer as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.